Hey guys, it's Matt here from UnderWraps. Come along with us and we'll show you how we transform our clients' projects from an idea into reality. In this episode, we're at Le Mans Go-Karts completing some signs for Penrite. Then after that, we're down at Penrite HQ completing some window frostings and external window signage for a new facility. Today we're here at Le Mans Go-Karts installing some banners for Penrite. We're installing banners on the start-finish line. We're also installing banners around their new grandstand they've just put in, and also around their pit lane area. So it's all going to have Penrite branding on it. The project behind me is a bit tricky at heights, but also we had to grind off a lot of poles just so it looked a little bit nicer, but also paint areas black as well, just to match their branding. And then also the grandstand as well. That was done with a reframe banner, or sail track banner, sorry. Come check out the project and come along for a ride. All right, the boys have now got a good start installing the signs, cable tying them up, and also the pit lane. So come watch us continue and finish off the rest of the signage. This is a mesh banner that's see-through, which allows the wind to go through so the banner doesn't get ripped off the poles. Team cable tie the banner to the temporary fence. This next sign here is done with a lockout sail track banner, which has a rope sewed into the edges. All we do is we just feed the rope into the sail track, and we generally just slide it straight across, starting from the top. Then it just naturally relaxes and we pull it tight at the bottom and the sides. Then right at the end, we just use some high quality screws to fasten it to the fixture, keeping it nice and tight and make sure it's on there for a long term. All right, the job's now complete down here at Le Mans Go-Karts. The great thing is it's been a nice sunny day, which helps the install go quite smoothly because the banners can stretch a little bit, which means it's easy to keep it nice and tight and smooth. So great result for us and Penrite with Le Mans. After all the hard work the boys have done at Le Mans Go-Karts, the team at Le Mans have actually been nice enough to give us a crack at the go-karts. So I guess this is probably the best part of the day, getting on track and flogging the crap out of these karts. We then took a trip down to Penrite, which is only 3 minutes down the road. We're going to complete the internal signage and also the external signage. All right, we're down here at Penrite in Dandenong at their facility where they do all their oil blending. We need a different building to the main warehouse that they're transforming into a Penrite training centre so they can train people on their products and how to use them. Part of the project is we've had to do some external signage. The next stage of the project is we're doing some window frosting on this window here. So we're using some Metamark frost. The whole window is getting frosting. This will create some block out for that office in there, but also still let light go through. The next part of the project will be doing some more external window signage as well. So come see how this is done and come for a ride. The first step with this process is to make sure it's actually clean. It's quite important and tricky to also clean windows, especially putting frosting on, because any small imperfection or any dirt or grime will show through it. So it's super important that the windows are nice and clean. So we're putting soapy water on this product. It's not bubble free. So we use water to make it wet apply. The more soap we put on it, the more it slips around, but the longer it will take to dry. When it's a big panel like this, we'll use a lot more soap because we need it to move around. And because being a big panel, we want it to make it a little bit easier for install. So what we're doing now is with the soapy water, we're just twisting it to make sure it lines up with all the edges we need it to. That's good. And then we'll just squeegee out all the water. Now the team are squeegeeing out the water and the bubbles. Once that process is completed, we then trim up the corners of the windows and then finally heat it to seal down the edges. This process will get completed on all windows moving forward. One of the challenges working with window frosting is actually applying the second and third panels, because once the overlap is onto the pre-existing panel, because the water hasn't fully evaporated, it does want to lift the existing panel up. So that's something the team has to be aware of when installing the existing panels. Another challenge the team do face with window frosting is because it's applied with water, we can't leave the job straight away. It needs time to evaporate and make sure the edges are down. So we want to make sure the edges are down nice and thoroughly so it doesn't peel up or have any bubbles. So sometimes we either have to wait or we use a special products to help dry the water as quick as possible. All right, so we've got a little mark here when we peeled the backing paper off it, kind of creased with the backing paper. So there's a little bit of a mark here. So with a little bit of heat, this stuff comes out really easy. So this is how it's done.
Alright guys, so job's done, just starting to pack up, leaving the workspace as we found it. Looks much better than it did before, that's for sure. I'm sure the boys from Penrite will be pretty happy with it. On to the next job. Alright, so we're finally back at the factory. We're doing our last preparations for this Penrite job. We're wrapping the outside of these windows and also doing some signage on the roof. Alright, so we're here at Penrite. We're doing these window wraps. So we've got a pretty cool design that we've printed onto this window material. There's a lot of windows. We're pretty much doing the whole outside of this building. We've got a bit of a tight deadline. We've got to have this done by tomorrow lunchtime at the latest, and it's just two of us. So it's going to be pretty tight to do, but we're just going to try and smash it out. The wind has been a little bit of a pain in the ass at the moment. The material's sort of flapping around, so yeah, that's going to be a little bit tricky to work with. So these windows are really dirty. We're going to have to clean them as well, which is probably the most time-consuming part of the job. All right, so let's get to it. Alright, so we're going to start doing these windows now. We're doing something a little bit different, but because of our tight deadline, we're going to have to make do with what we've got. We've got bubble-free material here, which usually you just apply as normal and you don't apply it with any water or something like that, but We're going to do it very similar to the frosting that we did inside. We're going to do a wet apply, pretty much the same process, just outside and with printed material. So obviously material that isn't bubble free, you would spray it with water. It makes it really easy to apply. It slides around, but we're going to do water application with a bubble free material. In reality, it should be the exact same. It's just that you don't really need water with bubble free, but it will make our job very quick. So let's get to it. Alright, so we've just done the top one and the bottom one together. So when we were laminating these prints, the side of the print didn't actually make it with the laminate. Our laminate was a little bit short. So what's happened when we've tried to apply it, it's actually split from where the laminate stops to where there's no laminate. So we're gonna have to try and figure out a solution here. You can probably see it's actually missing the window, but we do have a little bit of excess on the left-hand side. So we're gonna have to lift it all the way up, move it over and see if we can just make it fit. The bottom one, we just did that and it doesn't line up perfectly. So now the top one will move over to sort of make it match up and line up pretty good. And then it should look mint. So with every print, everything like that, the print file is set up in a way that we can actually just print an A3 piece of paper, A4 piece of paper, whatever we need, with the print and the job on it. This piece of paper is in the exact same format as it was on the printer. So this file, the way it comes off the printer is in line and in order of what we're cutting up and what's first on the window, what's first on the print, and then what's first on the piece of paper. Everything lines up. So when we cut it, we refer back to this photo, knowing that it's the same as what it was on the printer, and then we just cut it and label it pretty much per the job. So while we cut this vinyl, we label everything. This is obviously a bit smudged, but it does say A3. So now I can just refer to the windows and go 1, 2, 3, and it's the A window. So it's the bigger and higher window. And that's how we know what print to use and how to line it up pretty much. All right, so with the top and bottom of the first window being complete, we are now well aware of what needs to be done. It's time now that we smash this job out. All right. So we're starting to make pretty good progress here. We're getting a good rhythm. So we're still looking a bit short on time. We're gonna have to try and smash this out as quick as possible, but if we keep this rhythm up, we should be pretty good. We've done probably half of the top ones now, so yeah. So the rain's starting to fall, which is actually a good thing for us. When the vinyl is warm, it can stretch, and we don't want it to stretch. It's obviously printed and cut to fit this window, and it can also stick to the window a lot easier due to the heat. So with this rain falling and the colder weather coming, it's actually going to benefit us. Now that all the top prints have been installed, we're going to make a start on all the bottoms. We're expecting Matt to get here any minute, so we'll try and race to see if we can get everything done by the time he gets here. He's just doing some burnouts. Every print that we actually have with us right now is installed on the windows. We're just waiting for Matt, obviously, to deliver the rest of the prints that we have. We just wanted to get out here as soon as possible, so we didn't actually grab all the prints. They were still printing before we left, so pretty much half of it is done, or maybe a little bit more than half, so I'm pretty happy with that. We're going to cut everything. We didn't cut everything straight away because we wanted to let the water evaporate a bit and let the print just sit there. Otherwise it would have been sliding around and a bit hard to cut. So we're up to cutting them now. We're going to jump on lunch once everything is cut, and then Matt should be here by then and all the prints should be ready to slap on, and then this wall will be complete. Let's get to it. Alright, so we've done as much as we can on that first side. They also just want to add on these prints to these doors. So it's literally 2 sets of windows and then doors. So we've got 4 windows total, some very large doors. Very easy job. Matt's still on his way with the prints. So while we can, we're going to just quickly smash this out, and then hopefully we can jump back onto the full side after lunch. So the process for these windows aren't any different, although the doors are very long and aren't separated, so watch how we get it done.
So I've got the prints in the car, so just heading down to Penrite HQ, their headquarters, for the training centre to drop off the remainder of the prints for the guys. And while I'm there, I'll just check up and see how they're going and see if they need anything else. But from far as I'm aware, I think I think we're all under control. So we'll just make sure everything's all good. Drop off those prints. The boys can finish off the job today.
Back at Penrite now. We're doing these smaller windows and doors. These can be just as tricky as the bigger windows, even though they're much smaller. The cutting can be quite tricky. It does need to be as close to the window as possible without showing light through, so staying on that silicone is essential. So onto these bigger doors now. These roughly the same size in like a square metre as the big windows, but these can be much harder because of these door handles that are in the way. So same process as the smaller and bigger windows, cutting the edges straight on the silicone. So let's get it done. All right, and just like that, this small area was complete. Matt just got here, so I think we'll call it a draw. All right, so Matt has delivered our prints. We're just gonna start smashing out the bottom half. We should get this whole side complete today. So yeah.
Let's get to it.
Alright, so day 2 here at Penrite. We finally got all the prints, so hopefully we can just push this job to completion. Today should be fairly easy. We know what we're doing now. We understand the rhythm and best way to install these prints. So let's get to it. With the deadline fast approaching, we were definitely on track. We're just getting these last windows installed. Matt will be here shortly to present things over to the client, and hopefully Matt and the client are both happy with what we've done. Alright, so we're going to start putting up some signage on this big red section. It's just going to say Penrite Training Centre, which is what this building is. It's very tall, so I'll see how I go by myself. Let's get to it. Alright, so we've got it lined up nice and straight. This is going to be tricky because I'm going to have to move the ladder across while I'm applying it. But I'm pretty confident that once it's applied just a little bit, it should be okay for the rest of the sticker. So we'll give it a crack. We'll see how we go.
The boys did a really great job getting this project done in a tight time frame. Unfortunately, there was 2 prints missing, so I've come down at the end of the day to finalise the prints and get approval from the client. Alright, so that's all done. All the windows are now complete. I'm going to just heat over the edges because it's had water on it yesterday. I'll heat over the edges, make sure everything's stuck down after the water's evaporated. Come check out the total job once it's complete. Alright, in the next episode we're wrapping a McLaren GD4 for Zagami and one of their clients. The car will be completed with a matte black base and gloss overlays.